Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Brandon. Welcome to Audio Addiction, where you can find latest album reviews, you can find our band interviews, and you find live coverage of the concerts that we get. Like I said in my previous video, if you didn't check that out, I'm moving, so I've been really busy as of late. Just been trying to get that in order. So if you haven't seen as much content as of recently, that is why. I'm kind of taking a little bit of a break, but I'm still posting interviews. Still trying to post album reviews and live sets, so be patient with me. Hopefully it'll be over very soon and I'll be able to put out some new content for you. Obviously you may not notice the difference whatsoever because I use a green screen, but just figure I'd let you guys know. In on that, also be doing a review of O Sleeper's newest record, and I'm releasing an interview along with this one for an instrumental band from Texas called Chronologist. Check them out. Very solid band as well. Killer stuff to be talked about as well too. But tonight we're going to be talking about Cliffside's newest EP, Wilderness. Huge shouts to Joel. I know I'm hella late on doing this review, but I had said something about on their live stream that I would post it. Obviously it is not the weekend and I'm a little bit late on it, but I wanted to do it. Joel has been a long supporter of the channel and I wanted to give him some love and show his new band some love. So go check out Cliffside. Links in the description. We did an interview about a month ago. It was really awesome, and they're actually on tour, so go check them out if you are in Canada. They are awesome, and I'm gonna go through each track, give you my thoughts and opinions on it, go through some pros and cons, and then finish it out with an overall rating. So the first track is called Traverse. Digging this sort of open-ended intro, I thought that was really awesome. The instrumental is definitely break-in after that sort of portion of the song. I definitely get a strong sort of era vibe, especially in their writing. And you can hear that in a lot of the songs that they have out. They have the EP out now, so you can listen to all of it. But it definitely feels along the lines of era, and I know that they had talked about it in their interview as well. But you can definitely hear that sort of strong era vibe. Another band that comes to mind when I was doing this review was Invent Animate. They definitely have that sort of vibe to them as well. But the screams were awesome. I definitely thought that Taylor brought it in this track and in a lot of the tracks off the record. I also feel like Joel's doing the clean singing. If it's Taylor, he is really killing it. I think his range is super impressive. I'm pretty sure that Joel does maybe backup vocals, but if he does do cleans, you have some great cleans too as well, Joel. I don't know, it wasn't very specified, but I kind of used my mental intuition and I tried to figure out who it was. So let me know if I'm anywhere close. I also like that the bass is definitely more prominent in a lot of these tracks. It definitely feels very, like, not heavy, but I feel like the bass definitely adds a lot of depth to the track, obviously being a bass, but I think it really works with a lot of these heavier songs and just a lot of heavier bands in general, where, you know, like a real big drop can be backed off by some really sick bass. Definitely a solid track nonetheless. And so we're gonna move it on to track number 2, which is called Hindsight. Like the lead guitar riff at the beginning, I definitely feel like one thing that I noticed in a lot of the tracks off this EP was that the clean vocals feel very much in the background. They don't feel very at the forefront, and that kind of bothered me as I listened to it more and more. I felt like the cleans could have definitely been pulled out just a little bit more. I feel like they're very much like in the background, especially in choruses. I feel like they could definitely be turned up a little bit and just have more of that presence. I think the clean work, you know, when I was really listening intently and really listening for the clean vocals, it was just something that I was just like, these are great. I don't know why they are just kind of in the background as more of like background noise as opposed to just having him out there. I think that would have been awesome. One of my favorite parts is at the 1 minute and 20 second mark to around the 1 minute and 35 second mark. That was super tight. The drop of the track definitely got me for sure. The ambience in the bridge could have definitely been enhanced by some more clean work, clean vocals. I think that would have been awesome, or some nice like soft synth or pads. I think they really could have definitely turned it up a little bit more. I feel like they definitely took it a little bit safe, but they definitely have a lot of improvement on that portion of the song. I also think maybe some layered harmonies would have been sick. I know that is very hard to execute, but I definitely feel like they are the type of band that can definitely do it. So would love to just hear more clean vocals. I think that would have definitely brought out the track, and I also feel like it would have just worked better with what they have going on. So we're gonna move into track number 3, which is Foundation. This one's one of my favorite tracks. I definitely feel like after Hindsight, I feel like this one is definitely a step in the right direction. It definitely is a phenomenal track. I think the one gripe, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I think the clean vocals definitely get buried in this track. If they were just a little bit more prominent, I think that this one would have been just like top notch, one of my favorite tracks that they've done. I love the riff at around the 1 minute and 48 second mark to around the 2 minutes and 6 second mark. That riff / breakdown was tough. I love it. I think the way that they set it up was really awesome too. Definitely one of my favorite tracks off this record, as I mentioned before, and it has a lot of the components that I like about what they're doing so far with this EP. They have some heavy moments. I think just being backed up by some really great clean vocals would have set this track off for sure. I just wish they would have tweaked some components, and just at the end they really hit you with that super that super heavy oof moment that I felt like, again, was just a slight bit understated by just kind of the lack of clean vocals. And I feel like this one is really solid. It's still one of my favorites, but with anything, there's always room for improvement. So we're gonna move into track number 4, which is Through My Eyes. Continuing with the trend, another favorite track of mine. I loved the instrumentals on this. I think the guitar work was absolutely fantastic, and I think that Joel, and if anybody else wrote some guitar work as well, just really brought out some really awesome riffs in this track. The breakdown was super heavy, awesome. And I think that the vocals were good both in the cleans and screams department. I think they really worked with what they had, and it sounds awesome. So we're going to move into the last track. Track number 5, The Wilderness. This one is one of my favorites, and it is a great way to round out the record. I think they were definitely saving the best for last, because I feel like Foundation was the start, no pun intended, and they really kind of brought it home with this track. It has a great progressive feel to it, harkening back to bands like I mentioned previously, Invent Animate, Silent Planet era. I feel like it really channels those sorts of vibes. I would have loved if they worked some harmonies into this track. I think it would have been awesome. Or just some clean vocals sprinkled a little bit more here and there. I think it was a little bit sparse. If they added some like cleans while Taylor was screaming, that would have been sick. I think they would have definitely really killed it on that. But otherwise, I think they really put their best foot forward on this track. And just the ending breakdown in the song was just fantastic. Way to end it off on a strong note. And I'm going to go through some pros and cons in this record. Some pros, I think there's a lot of potential in this record. I know that I kind of harked on it a little bit, but I think there's a lot of potential to be had on this record. There are some moments of sheer brilliance. I would say probably the latter half of the record, 3, 4, and 5, I think are some of the best tracks that they were able to come up with on this EP for sure. And I can definitely hear it. I think they have a little bit to go, but I think this is a good start for sure. But like I said, this record isn't without its cons. I think the vocals, especially whoever mixed or mastered it, I think really needs to pull those clean vocals out. And I think that they could definitely expand more upon that. They really sounded great, and they just felt buried in these songs. And I think that, you know, with some good mixing or some good thought, I think this could have been definitely much better. Sometimes it felt a little bit repetitive. I'd say probably the first two songs felt a little bit repetitive, but I think it really worked with what they're going for and kind of the sounds that they're going for, and it kind of gives you an idea of what they're going to try to do going forward, and I appreciate that. So my overall rating for Cliffside's Wilderness, I'm going to be giving it a 9.2 out of 10. Definitely give them a listen. Like I said, I feel like, especially towards the latter half, they put a lot of their best work for last. So if you are listening to it, listen to it all the way, but I definitely feel like the latter half is where you're going to get a lot of your good moments out of the record. But let me know in the comments what you think about this record, if you agree, if you disagree. I'd love to know your thoughts on it. Also, thank you guys for just checking out this stuff in general. I love doing smaller local bands, and so if you are in a small local band, hit up my email. Definitely trying to do some more reviews in August, so if you have something releasing in August or later on, definitely feel free to do that, or DM me on social media. I try to answer it back as frequently as possible, so definitely keep an eye out for that. But if you enjoyed this review, make sure to share, like, subscribe. Thanks again to Cliffside for sending it over. Sorry I did it so late, but better late than never, right? So definitely check them out, and like I said, if you enjoyed this review, share it. It means a lot, and thank you guys for checking it out. My name is Brandon. We hope you got your fix, and we'll be talking with you soon. Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Of course, if you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com, and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.